Hello, my name is Valentino Lave, and today I'm gonna be reviewing three of my favorite movies. Let's get started. This movie is just one of many adaptations of the classic book Little Woman. But in my opinion, this one is the best adaptation. It was made in 1994 and directed by Gilliam Armstrong. You may recognize some of its actors, such as Winona Ryder, Samantha Mathis, or Christian Bale. This coming-of-age drama is located in Concord, Massachusetts, and its story revolves around the four March sisters: Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy, girls from a very poor family who have to affront the horrible situation of the American Civil War while growing up mentally and physically, trying to confront their failures, becoming better persons, and maturing into hardworking, kind, and strong woman. A very notable aspect of this movie was the costume design by Colin Atwood. Mm, It is extremely accurate to the Victorian time, but at the same time, it looks like everyday clothes. A fun fact about this is that since the March family didn't have that much money, they couldn't buy many clothes for all of the girls. So we can see the sisters exchange dresses through the course of the movie. Okay, a negative aspect I found about the movie was that they didn't really explore all the characters as much as I would like to. For example, I felt that Meg's character was the most plain of the movie, while in the book she's the most complex of the girls, and personally, she's my favorite character. So, in my opinion, it might have been better if they had paid more attention to other characters, like Meg. Okay, in spite of that, this is a very good movie, and you don't need to read the book first to understand what's happening. You will totally relate to any of the sisters, even if the movie is set in the 19th century. And if you're a fan of this genre or you're just looking for an excuse to cry, this is the perfect movie for you. Okay, this is an animated drama made by Studio Ghibli in 1995 and directed by Yoshifumi Kondo. The movie is set in, of course, Tokyo, Japan. Okay, so the story is about this 14 years old girl called Shizuku, who is preparing for the coming entrance exams for high school. During this time, she discovers she has no direction in life, and she's not doing very well at school either, since she prefers to spend most of her time reading, and that's why her parents compare her all the time with her older sister, and they tell her that if she studied more, she would do better at school. She feels really unhappy with her current situation until she met this guy. He's called Seiji Amasawa, a boy who goes to the same school as her and is passionate about violin making. He inspires her to follow her dreams, so she decides to take a challenge. Now she has to write her first book, her very first book, in 3 months. Of course, she will have to stop studying for a while, but if the book she writes isn't good at the end, she will have to give up writing forever and focus more on her studies. Okay, that was basically the plot. Now, a very good aspect I found about this movie was its soundtrack, made by Yuji Nomi. It has lots of songs that you won't be able to stick out of your head, especially for the Japanese version of the American song Country Roads. Now, a bad aspect I found was that it is said by many people that it is one of the most unpopular films of the studio. Well, it isn't as popular as My Neighbor Totoro or Spirited Away, but I'm not sure if we can consider its lack of popularity as a bad aspect. Okay, in conclusion, this is a very, very heart touching movie. It has romance, comedy, family issues, adventure, and it's one of those movies you will totally enjoy regardless of your age. Okay, this is another animated movie from Studio Ghibli, made in 2002. It belongs to the fantasy genre, and it was directed by Hiroyuki Morita. Okay, it follows the story of the high school girl called Haru. She lives with her mother and goes to school with her best friend Hiromi. Since the beginning of the film, they emphasize a particular event that happened when Haru was in primary school. When she told her mother, she was able to hear what Kat said. One day, when she was already in high school, she said, okay, it follows the story of the high school girl called Haru. She lives in Tokyo, Japan with her mother and goes to school with her best friend Hiromi. Since the beginning of the movie, they emphasize a very particular event when Haru, who was in primary school at the time, told her mother that she was able to hear what Kat said. Years later, when she was already in high school, she saved a cat from being hit by a truck. Then, the cat stand up in two legs and politely thanks her for saving him. Haru was shocked. But this won't stop here because apparently the cat she saved is the prince of the cat kingdom. So he sends all of his servants to make Haru strange presents like lacrosse sticks, dead mice, or catnip. This really bothers Haru until the point she wishes she hadn't saved that cat in the first place. But the last present was the worst one, because they offered Haru getting engaged with the prince, the cat prince. Of course, she refuses, but they basically force her to do it. Fortunately, Haru finds help from El Barón. Yes, he's named like that also in the Japanese version. He's a mysterious cat figure. He's not even a cat, he's a cat figure. And Muta, a cat who was exiled from the cat kingdom for unknown reasons. Now, these two have to save Haru from an unwanted marriage, and they have to travel to the magical lands of the cat kingdom. This adventure will help Haru to become a more confident and responsible girl, and will help her to see the world in a different way. Okay, I can't really see any bad points of this movie, but I have heard opinion. Okay, I can't really see any bad points of this movie, but I have heard opinions of some people saying, okay, okay, I can't really see any bad points of this movie, but I have heard opinions of some people that are not really sure if Ghibli made this movie, and they say that Ghibli couldn't make such a dumb movie. I can't really see any bad point of. Personally, I can't see any bad points on this movie, but I have heard some opinions of people that aren't really sure if this movie was made by Ghibli. Actually, they say that Ghibli couldn't have made such a dumb movie and that just kids could enjoy this movie. I don't really agree with this opinion, but it's a very popular opinion, so I think it counts as a bad aspect. A fun fact about this movie is that this was the story Chizuko wrote in Whisper of the Heart, the movie I previously mentioned. And as a conclusion, this is a very sweet and cute movie with a creative and crazy concept. You will definitely enjoy it, and you will have a very good time watching it. Okay? This is all for today, guys. If you are interested in any of these movies, all of them are available on Netflix, so go watch them and enjoy them. Thank you very much.